No way will I get invited. I'm already deep inside it. I can't shake it, I can't hide it. I am the outsider. No reason to get excited. We don't have to be so divided. I can't shake it, I can't hide it.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Swansonville. I am Joe Finley.
And I'm Angie Finley. And
we are the Swansons. How are you today, Angie?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. We've had a busy week in Swansonville.
That's right. And I'm so happy to be here and for y'all to be tuning in, listening again. We're grateful.
Thank you. Thank
for
you
another
so
day.
Yes. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate the viewership or the listeningship, whatever it may be. I know the podcast is an audio as well as audio video. Anyways, we left off with a whole bunch of things that we were doing with the Swansons music. The last thing we did, the last show we played was at the Whiskey A Go-Go again. And, well, that was a great show, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yeah, we are constantly doing stuff all week long. And even, I believe we talked about the Whiskey the last time because we played at the Whiskey so frequently.
Yes. You know, you were saying you had a little bit of anxiety going into the show.
Yeah, just walking in. It's funny because the previous time we ran into Gwen Stefani, so I don't know if I was just nervous thinking,
hoping
who's going to be there? Well, I knew she wouldn't be there, but I was just saying, because you never know who's going to be at any one of these. Hollywood, in California, Southern California, Hollywood, you could be at any given club on Sunset and be running into a celebrity. So maybe it was just I had my heart pumping from that, but somebody said something to me that kind of sent me sideways, and I had to deal with a bunch of adversity, just getting over anxiety. I guess I should say anxiety. Which
is a normal thing for us when we're out on the road here playing music. We face a lot of adversity. What was it in particular that happened to you?
Just someone said something to me when I was checking in, and it made me like shaky, and I just felt like I don't know. I just kind of felt like overwhelmed with anxiety.
Overwhelmed. You were overwhelmed by the pat down at the door.
That's right.
Yeah. That can give you anxiety, regardless of your mood or your circumstance.
You're right. And
whenever you step up to security people who their intention is to literally frisk you, pat you down, that's a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
And then have to unpack our stuff.
Yeah, we have a lot of gear. So I think what happens too is I have to just remind myself, be thankful that they do the security check, because anybody could walk in with a duffel bag and you don't know what's in that bag.
Right.
You know, so
that's the thing.
I have to keep that in mind.
Right.
Yeah, when
we have to be tolerant of the circumstance, because it is for our safety.
Yeah.
And so it is good that they do that. However, for anybody that has to go through that security at any location, anywhere, that creates anxiety. So we have anxiety going in, but then we get through the door and we have our players there once again. Let's just mention the Downs. Thompson played fiddle for us.
Played fiddle. Joe Alfaro on bass.
And Cotaway Kiss
on drums.
Which leads to this. You know, people probably don't realize the amount of time that is put into any particular show that we do. From the phone call from a promoter who asks if we can do the date, right? At which point we have to respond by reaching out to bandmates, members, professional musicians to see who's available. We use pro musicians for all of our shows, and we have many of them available to us.
Right. So there's a lot of like telephone scheduling going on at that point, and then even leading up, sometimes we don't practice as a band just because everybody's busy doing different projects and whatnot. But everyone's still individually rehearsing.
Right. Everybody's on point as if we had rehearsed a lot.
So everyone spends individual time, a lot of time during the week on their own preparing for our shows.
And Joe Alfaro, we work with him on a weekly basis. He's actually a very amazing guitar player. And producer.
He's our producer.
You know, he works in our.
How long have you been going
for a long time? But anyway, so Joe coming on board playing bass for us is a real refreshing kind of cool thing. For me, having played guitars with him for all these years, I never imagined him stepping in for that role. What had happened was that we needed somebody desperately for a show, and he voluntarily said, "I'll play bass for you," knowing that he's a very accomplished bass player as well. It's not as if he just jumped in for a minute. He plays bass in other projects. But we are very fortunate to have Joe in our lives, and I've had him in my life for my music for a very, very long time.
Yeah. We go to his studio weekly every Thursday and work with him on the recording side. He always also assists us in our video project that we do for our show.
Tons
which is
of work.
A very big portion of our show is this video synced with the drummer on the click track. So if you ever come to a Swanson show, if you're ever in Southern California and you make it to our show, one thing that you will see outside of just a great band, I'm a little biased, is you'll see a video show. So we have a video that's pre-recorded that's synced with us. So
right, and it's very, very elaborate and extremely time-consuming, very professional. And again, we have Vic, the videographer, our great friend, and who does brilliant
Who's another
work.
Just as big and as important as Joe Alfaro. So that basically, Joe Alfaro, we spend a lot of time with him on a weekly basis, and Vic.
That's
we
right.
spend a lot of time with Vic.
So we are surrounded by wonderful, great, compassionate, giving people, right? So we're at the show, and
I remember now. I was going to say something about Joe Alfaro.
What?
Playing bass for us. I don't know if you remember, but Joe Alfaro actually played our very first Swanson gig as guitar at Molly Malone's when we first started.
Whoa, mind blown. Totally forgot.
I didn't know we were at the end there, so I was like...
Yeah.
A database for a workout that needs to be done for 6 days a week, 7 days a week, right? So I know we need to hit 3 muscle groups a day for 7 days a week. Okay, but the variation of that can change.
Well, how about that? That's a huge piece of trivia that I had completely forgotten.
Yes.
First show, Molly Malone's, Joe Alfaro.
Joe Alfaro was there.
Guitar. Thank you, Joe.
Yes, and he played guitar for us because we had somebody else playing bass for us at that time.
Very cool, very cool. That's a great memory. And then another thing I was going to say, back to the whiskey before we move past the whiskey, I just want to say it was a great show. You did a fabulous job on stage, as you normally do. The audience was very engaging. I love playing out there in Hollywood. Patrick, our son Patrick, Alfred came. It's great to have family come to
team.
our
yeah,
shows.
well, for many years it was just the two of us hucking and shucking our stuff, and now we're thankful to have help. Alfred, who's a great family friend of ours and yours for many years, long before I ever came to the picture. Happy to know him, great guy. Hope to have a relationship with him for the rest of our lives. I don't ever see that stopping. And then Patrick, my stepson, and your son. Love him and appreciate his help and effort at the show.
We got back from the whiskey and had a message from our producer, Bill Watson, who had, he let us know that he felt the Swansons would do pretty well with a bluegrass song, right? So I have zero experience really in bluegrass.
Plus I feel like he was testing you.
He may have been testing me. So he had mentioned it when we were in Nashville finishing our album. What was the album's name? BAM! So we're doing BAM, we're finishing BAM. Bill says, you guys, you sound good in a bluegrass song. And I said, you know what, Bill? Because Bill's a brilliant musician, arranger, producer. Why don't you put together a track for us, and I'll see what we can do with it. So, a couple weeks went by and Bill had meant, hey, yeah, that bluegrass track, working on that. Got a message, the bluegrass track is finished. I'm going to send it to you guys this morning or later today, right? So we got this bluegrass track, and we were on the road going out to lunch or doing something, and put it on in the car, and it's just brilliant. It's just amazing, right?
It was amazing, and I think it inspired you right away, so you got right to it right there in the car.
Yeah, I mean, the foot tapping, you can't help but tap your foot. This bluegrass thing is infectious. I just love it, love it, love it. So I was very inspired by it.
So we were driving in the car, and you just got inspired, and you just started writing right away.
There was a piece of paper on the floor, and I picked it up, and I had a pen in my pocket, as I normally do. And right away, the first few lines came to me.
What were they?
this sound, it was like, so it was a strange sound, right? So
Life flies.
Life flies. So life fly. So this was in my ear, right? Life fly, life fly. I kept hearing that, right? I had to get a piece of paper. What does that mean? Life fly. So life flies super fast. Ooh, I'm writing that down, like, you know, like I'm having, you know, I'm
and the
out
song
of my
just
mind.
instantly connects to like your whole life. I mean, I don't know how. It's obviously an inspired song because that line came to you, and then
everything else followed,
and then it led to the next couple things. So
yes, we
that's
parked,
so cool.
and then I wrote some there, came home, and I came back in the music room and committed myself to completing that thing. And there were only 2 lines that kind of, you know, were. I scratched on a few different things. I was waiting for them to come to me strong, like, you know, so that they would really, really suit the song well. And then I got those couple lines, and it felt very, very good. You know, it was a very interesting way to write a song. In fact, so interesting that I had already spoken to Bill, as you know, about potentially doing the Swansons 3, the entire album, this way, where Bill has a preconceived idea, or he's the creator of the music, right? And he delivers a track to us. And then hopefully that track is inspiring, which I would imagine it would be every time. And then in comes the song, and Swansons 3 gets done that way. So it would be an interesting way to do an album.
It is so interesting. And obviously I am so lucky because I get to see the whole behind the scenes process. And I've gotten to see all different albums. Actually, so BAM would be number 4, technically.
Yes.
Swansons total.
Yes.
And we're talking about a number 5.
Number 5.
That wouldn't even be it would just, you spit these songs out very quickly, but there's such a process with, you know, the production and the back end. It's not just write it and then we got to sing it.
Oh, there's so much that goes into it. Just like the shows.
But every
the same with the
album
songs.
has been done differently.
Yes.
Swansons 1 was, we just met, 18 tracks of pure love over a year and a half, right?
Right.
I think the first 13 was the first year, and we were going to close it out, and then, man, you got into this creative process, spit out 5 more songs. We re-released the Swansons #1, which was self-titled The Swansons, with 18 tracks in 2013. And then that one was done, interestingly, this is how we did it. That one, I'll just say, we drove to the studio, and we would just get a beat that we enjoyed, that got us our bodies moving.
Yeah, the idea behind it was, if any given song on the radio, right, makes both you and I move,
dance, yeah,
right, just move. You know what I mean? So that would mean that particular beat is infectious, right? So we would start with just that beat. From the song. Right. So we would tell Joe in the studio, bring up this song on YouTube, whatever it may be, whatever we heard. It could be a song from the 50s, 60s.
I was going to say, it wasn't even a current song. It could have been a song from the 70s. It could have been a song from the 80s.
The song itself becomes irrelevant in the process because all we take from it is a drum beat. We don't take the bass, no groove, none of that.
And
just a drum beat.
That and you go straight into the process. And then go straight into
building a song.
But you would write in the studio, so that was also unique comparatively to the other one. So then when we move on,
it was
Swansons
a lot of pressure.
2, yeah, it was. But you
it was
delivered.
An enormous amount of pressure.
Right. But then we did Good Day album, Swansons 2, differently. Yes. We didn't do it like that.
Right. I didn't want to do that.
You wrote outside of the studio. All the songs came to you outside of the studio. And that album, I was so more proud for me. That was our second and last pop rock album, right?
We retired.
Then we transitioned.
We're retired. Newly retired from pop rock. Chairs are a little squeaky too. We've got to upgrade for our future podcast.
We are going to upgrade. No, but I was going to say, not only we've been talking a lot about all the time and effort that takes into booking the shows, writing the songs, making the music, doing the plans, doing everything, and we just along with all of that is fitness. Physical body fitness has been a part of our life journeys through the whole Swansons beginning.
Right.
Because when we first started, we were not very healthy. Right.
Well, that's true. That's true. So there have been a lot of things that we've done quite intentionally because of the Swansons and the commitment that we've made to this music in our lives, right? So
Physically, emotionally, spiritually.
There are a lot of people that get into music for various reasons, and a lot of times they're not for life reasons, because we want to do this for the rest of our lives, right? This is a commitment that we made. There's a very, very serious commitment, right? To that we were willing to make great sacrifices along the way to ensure our success as the Swansons, both spiritually and physically, right? So we started working out,
going to church
regularly,
praying, and
a lot of praying.
And I was going to say, so later today we're going to be interviewing our trainer.
That's right, Byron Marks.
Byron Marks is going to be joining us.
So that's the most recent part of the journey that we just started on here speaking about. Was Byron just came into our lives 8 months ago.
Less than a year ago, yeah.
So we're talking about 5 years ago, where we started this journey of health, mental health, physical health, spiritual health. And we've come a long, long way. I quit drinking.
That's right.
On September 28th, 2013.
Very proud of you. That's a huge accomplishment, too.
Oh, yeah. Gotta let it go, Had to let that go, man. That was not going to be conducive to success in our careers or in any aspect of our lives, the way that I was rolling with that.
I know. I could never imagine being like at least intoxicated and giving the performance that the audience deserves. Like I don't see that happening, and I just also I'm thankful that that we are on this journey for not to be partying and whatnot. Even though country music is a party, It's
a hoot.
Yeah, it's a hoot, and we like to have a hoot, and we don't mind people drinking and having a good time.
And see, but we
like
to party.
Personal,
like for me, partying is like having fun and dancing and hanging out with people.
Being free.
You know what I mean? I don't have to have the alcohol. Like I used to think that I did.
Yes.
I really, really thought it was quite necessary to have a good time in that regard. And fortunately, I've been able to look beyond that and not drink. And also quit smoking. I was smoking when we met, a couple packs of cigarettes a day at least. So that's all changed. Thankfully, thank the Lord. And speaking of thanking the Lord, we were just at church in Upland. We started going to a new church where our vocal coach Lori
goes to a wonderful. She's a wonderful church, and she invited us one time.
Yeah,
and
so
we went. We had a good time.
We went to see her sing.
Best
to hear
church
her sing.
ever.
It's a wonderful church. We belong to another church for a very long time, which is a beautiful church. I love the church. Can't say enough about the church. Water of Life's the church. I love the church. The church, sort of outgrew Angie and I, and so we went to a smaller church in Upland to see Lori sing, and embraced it immediately. So we had been going there now for 3-4 months at least.
Yeah, that's right. And this last time, we actually, a couple of things happened, but one of the cool thing is not knowing anybody but Lori there, but we did run into our son Sky's classmate from school, Zawadi, and his parents and baby brother were there, and that was the first time, and I was so happy to have our son Sky, connect with,
see somebody else from school,
he knows, and kind of be like, cool.
Sky loves church. Sky talks about God and Jesus all the time. Sky loves church for a multitude of reasons. One being that this particular church serves donuts.
That's right.
So he wakes up and he's ready to go have his
donuts?
free donut. He likes to have one before and after. I don't know if that's appropriate, but anyway.
Don't tell nobody. But we just told everybody.
So part of the so we were all serious here. So away from the seriousness for a minute. So here we are, all serious at church. We have our donut after church. It was a beautiful service there. There's a cricket on the windshield, right? I noticed as I'm getting ready to start the car. Grasshopper. I'm sorry.
Very big difference.
It's a grass. There's a huge difference.
Are nasty and gross. Grasshoppers are cool.
That's right. So we protected this grasshopper. If it were a cricket, it might have been treated differently.
First, before we took off, we were like, "Oh, let's get him off," and then we started driving already, so it was too late.
Okay, so wait. So
he's clinging on for dear life.
I start the car, and it's like on the center of the windshield, a little bit more than halfway down. Right? You got to imagine that when its body's looking downward. Right? So as it's looking downward, and we're taking off down the road, his antennas are flying backwards. Right? And it's the craziest thing in the world to watch. I could barely drive,
I couldn't believe he was hanging on that well. Like, there's no...
Angie was afraid for the...
Do you know how much wind...
I almost said cricket again. I don't want to get you upset.
I was hoping it was a praying mantis, because I believe those would be good luck. They're endangered. But a cricket is also good luck, I say.
Well, so this grasshopper... So we're doing now I can't help but notice the speed...
Yeah, he's car. Like braking for the grasshopper.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, I got a little bit over 45 miles an hour, and I'm like, whoa, might be too much for this little guy, right? So I'm staying right at about between 40 and 45, assuming that's about good grasshopper gripping speed. So we stop at a stop sign, and this grasshopper, I kid you not, turns around very slowly and looks right at me. Like, dude, really? And I'm like, no way. This grasshopper's communicating with me, all right? On we go. Now it's facing a different direction, taking the wind impact differently, and we're able to see this thing. Guys, ladies, what this thing is capable of doing is unbelievable. One leg shoots out one way, right? For grip, it's all to let the air bypass, so they're not affected by. I don't know the weight distribution. It was amazing, all those ninja moves it was doing.
Yeah, I didn't know that they have like tiny follicles on there that actually have incredible strength.
Yes.
I mean, to withstand the wind of 40, 45 miles per hour. Anyways,
we finally pulled over, right?
I was like, come on, man, just pull over for a
This is a grasshopper, and I kid you not, we were acting like this was some sacred thing. I mean, we grew so concerned as if we developed a relationship with this thing.
We went to a whole nother town over, or whatever.
From Upland to Rancho.
What was it? 6 miles. The guy traveled with us, and then we pulled over. You pulled over by a tree area. Tree. Yeah. And I didn't really even have to do anything. I just got kind of close and whoop, jumped right to the branch. He was fine, good to go.
Yeah.
I was like, woo.
So he's homeless, or maybe, I don't know. I feel a little bit bad about it, but at the same time, we dropped him off in a beautiful area where he can make all kinds of new friends and stuff. One of my friends suggested that possibly, and this might be true, he hitched a ride with us so that he could fly back and tell all his friends about it, and he does it every Sunday or every day, and just brags about it, where he's been,
That would be cool.
That would be cool. So
only we can wonder, right?
That's right. So we get physically fit and spiritually all right, and we're getting our stuff together. We're the Swansons 5 years later. We still have some bad eating habits. We're eating cheeseburgers and pizza and cookies, but we're working out, right? We're working out hard. And I've been noticing on social media, Facebook in particular, Byron Marks, who I happen to know from years back. He was a big star at Rancho Cucamonga basketball team many years ago. And that's how I got acquainted with him. Anyways, I had been seeing him advertising his business online, and we're showing you at the gym. I said, hey, I know this guy. Look how physically fit he is, and the people that he's training, we ought to sign up with this guy, right?
Right. And also, I want to mention that before we did talk about signing up, we were already on our own weight loss journey and our own fitness. So we were members at the local gym, and we would walk, but we kind of hit a plateau. We got as far as we could on our own, and then we both wanted to take things the next level.
And it was very extreme. What we did was very extreme on our own. When I say on our own, with the help of God, but I mean on our own without a trainer, we lost a bunch of weight. I lost 70 something pounds.
Yeah.
I got off a medication I was on for high blood pressure. I don't have high blood. I mean, cholesterol levels are all good. And you said
it's amazing what the fitness every day can do for your body. It's very important to stay active and to maybe not necessarily have a personal trainer, but it is, 4 or 5 days a week. Not only is it good for your body and your heart and your organs and everything working together, but it's good for your mind.
the training, the physical fitness, is very necessary for our show and the way that we perform and the energy that we put forth. Sometimes we perform for over an hour,
right,
and we're on go like 10, right? We're on level 10.
And even though the adrenaline gives you some juice, without the working out, we wouldn't have the juice to be able to give the energy. You'd be gassed out like halfway through, So
right. So
it's like a must.
We went for a few months without contacting Byron because I think that we both knew what that would entail. Great sacrifice again on our parts. It ain't no joke. You know what I mean? So once you make a commitment like that, and with a trainer, you're giving yourself to somebody else and allowing them, right, to basically tell you what to do and how to do it, and you have to respond and do it.
Somebody holds you accountable,
and
to make sure that you're safe and doing things right and kind of changing it up, because muscles are very interesting and they have muscle memory, and you always have to be changing it up, and everyday people might not have the knowledge that a personal trainer might know,
Well, Byron, he knows what he's doing, and he is an amazing trainer, a wonderful friend, and we're fortunate to have him on our podcast today. So with no further ado, would you all please welcome our personal trainer from Bfit Training, Byron Marks. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Swansonville. We are here with our personal trainer.
That's right.
From Bfit Health and Fitness, Byron Marks.
Oh, wow.
How you doing?
Wow, what an introduction. Wow, thank
How
you.
are you?
Blessed.
Awesome.
Happy to be here.
Amazing.
Happy to have you with us.
Coming.
Yes.
Coming to talk to us about what you do and your company. And by the way, it's called Bfit, right?
Correct.
The letter B.
Correct.
Letter B.
Big letter B.
That's right.
For Byron, right?
Yeah, it started with Byron, and then Beast went into that, so anything fitness related, be fit, that's what we're going for.
Yeah, I love it. I love the way it sounds. It's like, be fit. Yes, I want to be fit.
Yes,
I want to sign up with you.
That's the number one thing people say when they come in. When I ask them, I say, well, what is your goal? What would you like to do? And they say, be fit. I want to be fit.
Right.
I want to feel better. I want to be healthy. So the B is just relentless. It just keeps coming.
Well, we actually had been watching you on social media.
Okay.
And we're attracted to the Bfit, the whole Bfit thing, your whole concept, and seeing how fit you were and the people that you train. So that's what lured us in.
Awesome, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Let's get started with this. I knew you as a basketball star. You were known as like the best basketball player in the whole region here.
Wow. I'm getting a lot
playing
of
for Rancho Cucamonga.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know what happened to you thereafter, you know what I mean, until this Bfit experience and us now being with you. You went off to college. What college did you go to?
First, we were at College of Sequoias at a junior college for 2 years. And then I got my scholarship and transferred over to Fresno Pacific University. And then I finished my last 2 years there. So when you hadn't seen me for that time period, I was still, chasing that dream of being an elite basketball player. But being out here, was too much of a big fish in a small pond. So I had to step outside of my boundaries. And then we ended up north towards Fresno, California. And then we did the same thing up there. We became really good at one of the best teams in the Central California. Got all Defensive Player of the Year out there, 2 years in a row, Defensive Player of the Year. Because that was my thing, going into somebody's gym and shutting down their best player. Because when you do that, you win the game.
Yeah.
You discombobulate everybody. They don't even know what to do. So that's, it's kind of my approach with training. I want to just really saturate the training industry with, my enthusiasm and my hard work, because I feel I can do the same thing in the fitness industry.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I would think so. Applying that dedication, and when you say defensively, I love basketball. I coached basketball for a long period of time.
Yes, I heard that.
So you made great sacrifices as a player to earn that award. That shows something about your character and what led you to where you're at now, with the training.
Oh, definitely.
So it takes a lot of sacrifice.
Well, the character, like you said, for me was not letting my team down, which still correlates to today in the fitness industry, because I have a team now here. But on my team in the basketball career, it was not letting them down. Knowing that I can give 100% and my best can help us win. I know I have to bring that every single day, and our chances of winning are a lot higher. Yeah. So we're going to win if I bring my best, and that's just what we do every day with you guys at the gym. I know some days I might not feel well, or they might be slower than others, but that's when I kind of try to snap out of it, pick my own energy up, because I'm the leader, and I have to lead by example. I can't expect you guys to have energy and be bouncing off the walls if I'm not. Right. You know what I mean? So definitely, it's a character thing for me, not letting the team down. Yeah. Definitely.
In college, what would you say when you look back now and you say, wow, those were some great years for me in your career? Yeah. What was one of your greatest achievements in college?
Greatest achievements?
Or a memory that you're most proud of?
I was going to say that, because the achievement we talked about was probably the Defensive Player of the Year award, because, that's huge. That was better than being MVP to me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Being the best defensive player in our league, which is the Golden State Athletic Conference. It was the GSAC, Golden State Athletic Conference. Wow. Defensive Player of the Year. That was huge for me. That was better than anything. But memory-wise, being up there in the Sequoias, our coach drove us up in the mountains one day in all of our buses, and I was just wondering, what is he going to do? What is happening right now? We were nervous, right? We had just got to the college, and then he takes us on this little trip up to the mountain, and then we get to this big cliff, this little hill, rock cliff type of thing. And out there's a lot of, down in Southern California, we don't have a lot of that. They have lakes and rivers up there, right. And the Sequoia National Park is up there. So he took us up there, man, and he told us to jump. And we looked off, and it was about a 50-foot drop and then into some water. And I just remember a lot of guys were just backing up, what is he doing? No, I'm not jumping. And then I remember that first guy jump, and then I was the second guy immediately. Wow. Because I felt oh my gosh, I was almost behind at that moment, because I had an order. He told me to do something. I knew I wasn't going to die. I knew it was safe. But I also understood it was a team building experience. He was trying to build team unity. And I noticed that first 5 guys that jumped off that cliff ended up being the starting 5 for the year. Wow. Right. Because we were so close. After that moment, it was about 5 of us that jumped in. That was the starting 5. The other guys were up there at the top waiting because they were too scared. You know what I mean? So
it's about trust.
It's about trust.
I know,
we trusted the coach. We did it. We conquered that fear, and then we took that same energy and put it on the basketball court. So man, that's a memory I'll never forget.
That's a hell of an experience right there, man.
I gotta tell you what. Mentally.
Yeah. Whew, I don't know if I'd be able to jump on that. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
It took me, but when that first guy did it, I almost felt why wasn't I that first guy?
Yeah. No,
you know what I mean? And it's just awesome.
Yeah, man. Wow, what an experience, and what a place to have that experience.
Yep, with the boys. Yep.
I still haven't been there.
Well, you're trusting too that your coach already checked out the deepness of the water.
He had all that covered.
He had that covered before he led you in, and then he was well, we'll see who survives.
Shout out to Coach Smith, Rusty Smith. If you watch this, man, that changed my life, man. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm telling you what, I'll never forget that story.
Yeah, thanks.
How about your parents? You've been athletic your whole life. Were they just supportive, or are they also athletic as well?
Yeah, well, that is a really good question as well. By blood, my father was an athlete at Upland High School. He set a few records on the track team, hurdles and whatnot. My mom, just more or less more of a social being, and that's kind of probably where I get my social, outgoing nature. But my dad is just head down, hard work. And to this day, he's successful because of his hard work. You know, and one day, eventually, obviously, the goal is for me to have them not work as hard, because they're hard. They wouldn't work even if you told them not to. They would still work because they're the people that they're not lazy. You know what I mean? But my goal is to put in the work because they've been working so hard their whole life. I've seen that. You know what I mean? So now that I have an opportunity to take things globally, mainstream, and be surrounded with people like yourselves, when I had the opportunity to train you guys, I was all over it. Because, you know, I'm very aware of what you guys do, and I love it. You know what I mean? That's why I'll go out to your shows, and I'll support you as well, because you support me.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
You know what I mean?
Man.
And it's a family environment. So my parents have been the same way. They support me. They've been athletic as well. But my stepfather, growing up, my mom started dating a man when I was about 9 or 10 years old, and he was always a tall man, and I was just like, I always looked up to him stature wise because of how tall he was. But then growing up, and then I get into high school, I realized, hey, he uses that height. He's a basketball player. Wow, let me start playing with this man. Then I realized he's a Harlem Globetrotter.
Oh,
I don't even know if you guys understand.
Get out of here.
He's a Harlem. Wait, this guy that's coming home, this tall man that's coming home every day, he's a Harlem. That's why he's sweaty. That's why he's sweaty. That's why he's coming home tired at night and whatnot. So I'm like, my mom is dating a Harlem Globe. Awesome. Now that I'm a high school basketball player, I have somebody to pull information from. And a lot of people don't know that's how I got really good in high school. Oh, because I was living with a Harlem Globetrotter. So we would go out back, and he would show me trick shots. He would roll the ball around his chest, all the tricks that they would do. But the main thing he showed me was how to make the deep three. You know, he was the kind of guy that he would hit 7 threes in a row, obviously, and you're a great shooter yourself. We talked about it at the gym.
That's right.
So that's
that's right.
It's amazing. You know how people are connected for a reason. You know what I mean? And we have so much in common when we talk, and you know, it's just an honor to help you guys, man, and be surrounded with that good energy. And all I can do for you is get you in better shape, then so be it.
Yeah, man.
Let's keep getting better.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Yeah, let's keep getting better.
I was going to say too, we have had the privilege of meeting your daughters. So you have 3 daughters.
Yep.
3 beautiful daughters.
My entourage, all 3 of them. Yes, all 3 of them.
And their names and ages?
Maya, Kenya, and Ryan.
You're like, I don't know how old they are, man.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Don't call me on that.
And that was out of order. But, you know, they know I love them, and I want them to watch this too, because they are going to see physically by my daily efforts how much I do this for them.
Oh, absolutely.
Right,
you know what I mean? How much this is really done for them. Sometimes I might not feel like going, but it's not about me at that point. It's about my legacy, which is them. They're my kids. They're going to live when I'm gone.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what we do this for every day. So I don't have time to be tired, time to be taking naps. It's always moving forward.
Making me feel bad, man.
You know,
it's making me feel bad.
No, you're motivating me just sitting right here, and I just have to ask you, since you're such a driven person, just naturally, you know, you have that inside of you. Not everyone has that inside of them.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Who inspires you? Who has motivated you through your
One
life?
person that inspired me, and I want to tag him in this thing too, was my high school principal.
Wow.
Matt Holton. One of my inspirations. I have some new inspirations now, but as a kid, this man at Rancho High School, Matt Holton, you changed my life, because there was a few opportunities I had where I could either go left or right. And literally, you pulled me in your office, bro.
Hey, man, how great is that for, you know, I feel terrible for anybody who hasn't had that somebody in their life, you know, that has been so influential and so impactful. Right. And here's a funny thing though about that, because I had something happen to me personally, and you just reminded me of that. And here's what I'm about to say. And this is a very emotional moment for you, and understandably, but you know, it's so often that these people that have such an impact on our lives, they go through their lives and they don't really know how significantly they've affected somebody's life like this.
Oh, they don't.
Do you know what I mean?
For that to bring me to tears that quickly, that's huge.
And so that's pretty profound. And what an outstanding man. What an outstanding man, and what a great influence to have had.
Just that influence, man. And being in high school, because he knew I was an influence to the other students. I was probably the most popular kid in that high school. Okay, so when I did things, other kids followed.
You influenced my son. Let me just say that.
You know what I mean?
So you influenced my son.
Right.
I didn't want to reveal my age, really, but you know, this is how I really know this man. Is I want to see him play because my son was on the same team. You know what I mean? So,
and that's when you saw.
I could appreciate everything you did and the way the relationship that you had. You took him like a little brother in there, coming to that high school from another school,
little brother,
and all that, man.
Yeah.
And my family always appreciated that, and you, man.
Definitely,
we love you, man. So
definitely, man.
That's cool. In fact, you just started training our son Patrick. You know,
yeah,
so
the other son,
it's become a family affair. And Sky.
Oh my
you know,
God.
Sky's 6 years old.
He
started at 5. He's 6 now.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, he started at 5.
Don't say 5.
5 years old. He's doing push-ups, one-handed.
One-handed push-ups.
Byron showed him how to do that.
That's so awesome. Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Being able to watch him grow up and be another little young athlete, just like his brothers, is going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, being big brother to Joe and bringing him in, and then now being able to help Patrick, feeling that same energy. You know what I mean? It's awesome. It's a blessing.
It's a lot of fun to see it.
It's a blessing.
A lot of fun for us too. I mean, we work in, you know, you're no slack on anybody. You know what I mean? You don't give anybody any room to breathe. Really.
Yeah, I try.
I mean, you have a very intense program that people continually come back to time and time again.
Yeah.
Year after year after year. How did you develop this particular program?
Right. Yeah. How do you?
That's a good question. I'm not even prepared for that question, but you know, the bottom line on that is it's ever changing because bodies are ever changing and people's interests are ever changing. So I have a database for a workout that needs to be done for 6 days a week, 7 days a week, right? So I know we need to hit 3 muscle groups a day for 7 days a week. Okay, but the variation of that can change. The tempo, the intensity, and the variation can change. And that's where I come into play. Because we can write down my workouts for the whole week, and you can try to go do them on your own. That's fine.
Yeah.
Most people would do 80, 70% of it. You know what I mean? But I'm going to come in and put it to 90% immediately. And then I'm going to change the tempo and the intensity. But that's where the calories are burnt. Mm-hmm. So, and for me to be able to do that so long and keep people coming back is where the gift is at. That's the hard part, the retention. You know what I mean? Because you're also wearing and tearing on people's bodies.
Yes.
You can't we're not a vehicle. You can't just go buy a new hood or a new tire for your body. You know, this is different. You know, so I have to be also mindful of the healing process. You know, so we're on a muscle group and we're letting another one recover, giving it just enough time so we can hit it again without hurting you and injuring your body. So there's a science to it. And when you have people missing different days and showing up randomly, that gets really tricky. But my business is to get people in shape. So I have to figure out solutions to everything.
Right.
And that's what I do. I have to be evolving and ever changing. And me doing that with myself keeps people coming. And keeps them attracted to me because they know that change is going to come for them as well.
It's not going to get stale.
Right, and it's going to come for them.
You can't get stale.
Exactly.
I feel like that's why we called you, because I feel like we were doing it on our own, kind of. And we hit this point where, like, we were totally stale. And then he started going to the gym, and then I kind of just was like, I'm tired of it because I'm not even breaking a sweat, you know? So...
And I can see that for her. She's an extreme athlete too, by the way. I mean, he's no slouch either, guys. Yeah. But she gives 100%.
Well, the thing is
and they push each other. That's what I like about
I was gonna say.
You do really.
She pushed me to a couple of bad hamstrings after, you know.
That sprint move, huh? Remember that sprint? Oh man.
Yeah, she's always challenging me.
Yeah, that's
always
awesome.
challenging me.
Yeah, that's always fun.
That's good though.
But it is great. It literally mentally breaks you, but yet it's amazing how far your physical body can really go. You know, your mind's like, I can't do that. And then you do it, and then it's like, I did that.
I should have just did that the first time. Almost like when this young man climbed a 3-story rope. Yeah. Okay, he climbed this 3-story rope. Now let me tell you the story behind that. He didn't anticipate it at first. We were probably going to wait another week to do it, but we had an environment. And that's what I also wanted to say about how we're successful in our training, is because it's not the program, it's the environment that we create. The people want to come back to that environment. Okay, so when he did the 3-story rope climb, he didn't anticipate doing it at first, but he had that environment around him. He had a cheering section. Next thing you know, he was going up that rope. And people were there to support him. That doesn't happen when you're on your own.
It's amazing.
It's good.
The
notice that about your team, no matter what time or anybody. Everybody.
We're going to be supportive of each other, or I'm going to kick them out. Because I don't need your energy here if you're being a hater, or if you're not supporting somebody, or you're not with us going forward, because we're all here for the same reason. We're all here to get better. So if you're going to be on the sideline like, why are we doing this? Or why is it, you're a cancer, you're almost like a sour apple in the bunch. We need to just
and they probably end up stop coming.
Yeah, they stop coming because they can't sustain. Exactly.
And you have taken your body to the most extreme in competition.
Talk to us about that.
Oh wow! What you guys see right here, like I won't say an embarrassment, but I've been like in tip-top shape. Yeah, we got 2nd place in the nation, in the NPC and in the IFBB Pro League now. I got my pro card in Las Vegas at UNLV. We did that. We tried for about 4 years straight. We went to, at first was Atlanta. I flew out there all by myself. We took 16th place in the world. 16th place. And I was just like, at that point, I was just like, okay, it was reality for me because there was 1,000 competitors and I got 16th. So I was like, okay, this is real. But then I almost wondered, like, what's wrong? How did I not, like, do a little better than that? That was where the addiction came. I got addicted to working out. It's my #1 addiction, okay? So then I booked myself for the Florida Nationals. I said, let's go right back. I can't even handle this anymore. Let's go home and let's train every day until the next show, right? Every freaking day to the next show, and let's pose and let's get in the mirror. Let's watch Arnold. Let's do every single thing we can do. And I flew to Florida and got 12. Mind blowing. And not a great job. No, devastated. Spent every penny I had. I took the client. I took a bowl at the gym and I asked everybody if they can, donate for airfare because it was that serious at that point. I wanted to get airfare. I wanted to get a hotel and I wanted to go win for my team. Because I got that old feeling back of basketball days and competing, right? So I said, I'm going out there to win. I'll be back, guys. And they all pitched in. They supported me. They were watching online. And then I got 12th. I went off to the side and I cried at the burger joint. I was in Atlanta. Florida. Yeah. And then I went off to the side, went to a little burger joint, got a little sad, but then I got motivated again. I got inspired. I said, I'm winning next time. Vegas, okay? This is the 3rd try, right? I'm sitting there. I'm like, every day, back in the drawing board, back at our gym. I don't need donations this time. I saved up a little bit. I'm getting ready. My daughter is with me this time. I brought my whole crew with me. A few of them back here. I just did everything. I took about 30 people with me on the cheering side, okay? I got prepared. I brought the best physique I ever had to that date, and I got 2nd place in the world. And top 2 go pro. So at that moment, I turned pro. But then the addiction came again. Because I turned pro, but I got 2nd place in the world. I almost wonder, why didn't I get 1st place? You see what I'm saying? So I haven't been on stage since, right? I got my pro card. I'm waiting to book myself for another pro show, and that's where the money comes in. Because now when you do pro bodybuilding shows, you get a check. You get paid. For the top 5 gets paid. And as you see, I'm not okay with just a top 5 ranking or a top whatever. I need #1. So that's kind of what I'm playing with myself now, because I'm going to compete against 30 pros across the world, Australia, everywhere. And then when I book my spot, I'll be from LA. So you see what I'm saying? So I'm going to go up against 30 pros in the world, and I expect to win, obviously. And that's kind of what I'm waiting for right now. So it's I took my focus off of that, and I just built the business and started focusing on my clientele more, because I also noticed that was focusing on myself so much, I was losing people. It was good at first when they saw me getting my pro card and all the fame that I was getting, but focusing on yourself so much, people were falling off. I was losing people. People were disinterested in that. They needed me to focus on them.
Yeah.
They needed. So now I'm here. I'm focusing on them, working with you guys. And when it's my time again in the next year or so, we're all going. We're all going out to LA. I'm getting on stage. I'm winning a check, and we're gonna cheer for me. And I'm bringing my best package. They've never seen this package because it's the best one for me yet. And that's what I want to do.
Man. Awesome.
Yeah. Let's do it. Oh man, thank you, man. Thank you.
So we're gonna wrap things up with. Well, I wanted to ask you one more question. Aside from that, you've trained other competitors, have you not?
Yeah, I sure have.
So you put other people on stage.
Yeah, that's what that led me to. I ultimately is after the pro card, I said, okay, I'm taking a step back. Let me help people, and I got my first bikini athlete on stage. Autumn Sarzinski, hopefully you can watch this as well. I always want to give you a shout out because you were the first woman who trusted me. Wow. See, it's hard for a woman to get in a bikini on stage, number one, but number two, to have a male coach, to get in a bikini in front of him and let your guard down and walk in heels. That's what you allowed me to do, and you've been rewarded for that. You have 4 trophies.
Whoa.
Wow.
She has 4 freaking trophies from a woman who never thought she would go on stage, who never thought she would go on stage in a bikini or do anything like that. But the second that she committed to me in that process, I committed to her in that process, and we did it. And she's been rewarded numerous times, and she still has the trophies and everything. So you got to watch this item.
Yeah, that's great.
And that was when the athlete phase took off. After I got motivated, because when she placed, I said, whoa, I can do this. I can actually do this as a coach now.
Right.
And that's where Coach Bfit came. Then I started coaching competitors. Other women seen her do it, then they trusted me to do it, just like they did her. So a couple of her friends signed up for that purpose. I want to do a bikini competition. Women were coming to me to do bikini competitions. It was unreal. And that's where my reputation got built up as the coach. So now we do women's bikini competition. We do men's physique competition. My first men's physique athlete is standing right behind this camera, Marquise Bond.
Oh, he's on the big cam. Go ahead and say hello.
He's right here.
He's right there on the big cam.
Yeah, he's right there on the big camera recording it. That's my right-hand man. So basically, he's got to be everywhere with me because he knows that process. I can trust him. He has 3 trophies as well. 4 trophies as well.
Man, oh man.
4 trophies in the National Physique Committee because he trusted me in my process, and the judges awarded him for that. You know, so we can't fake this. This is real life.
No, it's for real.
And thank you, man. I appreciate you giving me this platform to kind of tell people what we really do.
You all, one more thing too. You also have a basketball player, a young basketball player.
Yep.
He was here with you today.
Yeah, wow.
As well. So you're training.
Yeah.
It's a whole
all kind of ranges.
Different thing.
I want to make sure that no matter what sport they're in or what they're doing, what field, I want to make sure that they're doing the best that they can do in their field. I want to be at the highest level in all fields. So you guys are at obviously the highest level in your field. Successful musicians, performing every week. For my athlete, he's going to go pro overseas. He's not going to forget who helped him get to that point.
Right.
He won't. Just like our athletes, they don't forget who helped them get those trophies. You know what I mean? So when I go sit in your show and watch you, I'm comfortable knowing that your body is doing what it's doing because of what we do.
Yeah. That's what makes you such a great coach is that you have the ability to tailor individual workouts because there's so many different people working out with you, and like you said, some people are training for athletes. Somebody's training to be on stage because they want to compete.
Right.
Somebody's training just because they want to lose some weight.
Right.
So everybody's doing for their own reasons. Yet you bring us together in a group environment where nobody feels like less than favorites are, and that's what I don't want.
You built a great team.
It's really great. Really good job.
I really appreciate that, and that's the best thing that I can take from all of this. That's very humbling. I just want to keep that going for you.
And
guys.
how can our viewers and listeners get a hold of you if they would like to?
Oh man, that's awesome. I appreciate that
training
too.
Program.
Appreciate that too. Just contact us on social media. Just go to Byron Marks at Instagram or
MARKS.
Yeah, BYRON MARKS Instagram, and then or you can just Send me a text message or call me. I mean, is it appropriate to give the number?
We'll, we'll add it to the...
Yeah, we'll put it at the bottom if you don't mind. Go ahead and give it.
You can give it out right now.
So we can give out that numbers. I probably won't answer because we're doing a lot of volume right now, but we can definitely send me a text message. We'll get back to you. Even if you don't live in the area, we're good with getting back to people in different areas with all the technology now and FaceTime. We can also do a FaceTime video conference. Text me. We'll give you the first one for free. We'll do a video conference, and then we'll book the appointments from there. I'll spend about 15, 20 minutes with you specifically on your goals and what you need. And then we'll do check-ins once a week. And then you can go to your local gym and keep up your maintenance and do what you need to do on your end. So yeah, if you're not in California, please still reach out, contact me.
Phone number?
Right.
Yeah, 909-471-9871.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you,
This
Byron.
is Byron Marks.
Awesome.
From Bfit Health and Fitness.
Bfit.
He's awesome. He's our friend, our trainer.
Pleasure.
That's right.
And God bless you. Thank you for coming, man. We appreciate having you.
Pleasure.
And thanks for everything that you do for us and for everybody else.
Oh, we're not done.
All right, man. Peace. Well, welcome back, everybody, to Swansonville. That was Byron Marks, our personal trainer from Bfit.
Bfit Fitness. Check it
right.
out. And that was a real fun today.
It was a lot
Today
of
was fun.
Very informative, very fun.
Thank you for tuning in.
you
Keep
for tuning
tuning
in.
in to the
Keep
Swansons
tuning in.
podcast, right?
And
Download,
if you don't
subscribe.
mind listening to our downloading, or what do you call it nowadays, Ange? To buy our Country This. Streaming, downloading.
Country This, y'all, by the Swansons.
That's what we're trying to get sold right now. It's Country This by the Swansons. You can check it out on iTunes, and we're going to give them a little preview of one of the songs on Country This called Getting Ready, which is appropriate for what we've been discussing today, right?
That's right. Getting ready for the rest of our lives.
I'm not gonna lay down, getting back up from a pretty hard fall. Where I was, it wasn't pretty, took some real nitty gritty, gotta give it to the Lord above. Well, I was knocked down,
People started counting.
the love that I found,
It was all around me.
there was one thing left to do. I fell in love with you, wanna tell the whole world about it. I'm talking about the state of mind, or an appetite, yeah, something better than just getting by. To everything I left behind, well, I'm getting ready for the rest of my life, for the rest of my life. That's getting ready. We're getting ready to go.
That's right.
Y'all, thanks for joining us. We love having you. I hope to see you next time.
That's
here
right.
on Welcome to Swansonville with us, the Swansons.
That's right.
It's our podcast.
Download, subscribe.
Tune in. Peace out. Love. Thank you.
Cool.